I really do believe, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, that the local church is the hope of the world. But for it to reach its redemptive potential, it must be well led. And that means we have to take responsibility for our own leadership development.
This is my first year here at the summit.
This is my second time.
It's my 6th summit.
I'm an executive in a pharmaceutical company.
I work at Bandera Road Community Church in San Antonio.
I'm a wrestling coach. I was the Olympic coach in Beijing for wrestling.
I'm a publisher. I'm an anthropologist.
I've been involved in ministry for the last 17 years.
Summit is a great opportunity to learn more about leadership, how we as a church can impact the world.
I invited an out-of-state business friend of mine to the summit this year, and before he said yes, he said, well, you better tell me what the summit is like. It's a high-intensity environment. We are realistic leaders who are trying to lead better in the real world. We actually want every one of you to get better at whatever you lead. And it's no accident that you're here at this event.
You must never ever confuse the need for absolute unwavering faith that you can and you will prevail in the end. Never give up.
When people are passionate about what they do, they are far more effective at what they do.
Well-led organizations have tensions that are never resolved, problems that are never solved, and in great organizations, leaders learn how to leverage those problems in a way that creates progress for the organization.
There's about 50 years of research, 50 years of hard science about human motivation. And what it does is it calls into question some of the assumptions about how we run organizations.
The notion that the leader is responsible for mentoring, coaching, sponsoring the whole organization is very limiting when you think about it.
Wherever you turn, you open a paper, you look at the news, there is this sense of hopelessness. People hoping there's got to be something more, let alone the big global issues.
So the idea I came up with, very simple. You buy a pair of our shoes, and we give one to a child that needs a pair.
祝福今天的中国
Bless today's China.
也就是祝福明天的世界
Which means bless tomorrow's world.
And that's how God changes the world. It starts with God, and then he gives a whisper to one of his children, and then that whisper turns into a declaration that produces the resolve to take positive action. And that action is what's going to change the world.
The moment of the maybe is when you find yourself wrestling with something and you decide to entertain the idea of what it would be like if.
We open our hands, we say, I can't carry this anymore. What if our gracious God says, keep your hands open, let me provide.
What I want people to do is have the self-confidence in their gut to do things when they think they got the answer. And look, what that does is if they're right, it builds confidence to make those decisions the next time.
That's right.
Bill, one of the jobs of a leader is to make guys like me feel 6'4" with hair.
We've gone to so many other leadership seminars, but nothing like this one.
Yesterday I decided I have to return every year.
It's much more than just learning. It's a transformative experience.
Sell your car, sell your whatever, and come here.
If they want to see their lives transform, if they want to begin to lead where they are, this is the place to get the tools that you need.
Because it may change your life.
Leaders, listen up. Your God-given job is not to merely preside over something. It's not to pontificate to your underlings how smart you are. Your job is to not merely preserve something from its gradual demise. Your job, if you're a leader, is to figure out what God wants to get done in this world, figure out what role you play in that, and then to move something or someone from here to there.